Back now to our earlier alert about the future for the so-called public option in healthcare reform. Yesterday morning, Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius said the president was not making the so-called public option a mandatory part of health reform, that he was open to not including it. Well, 12 hours later, a top administration official said, not so fast, Kathleen, saying Ms. Sebelius misspoke. Now, remember, liberal Democrats think that it is essential for the public option to provide government-sponsored insurance. This is a deal breaker for a lot of liberals. They want that public option in there. But some moderate Democrats and just about every Republican absolutely hate the idea, worried it could cost billions and that it could crush the private insurance industry, because how are they going to fight against a government-sponsored industry with boatloads of cash, or so the government would have us believe. And then there was this. Okay, so now the White House backtracking a little bit, saying, hold on, not so fast, Sebelius, we love the public option. But listen to this from Democratic Senator Kent Conrad. He's a member of that key bipartisan group of 6 in the Senate. They're working on a bill. Many say it's the only bill that has any chance whatsoever in these negotiations right now. Here's Kent Conrad on Fox News Sunday yesterday.
Would the president be better off just taking the public option off the table right now?
Look, the fact of the matter is there are not the votes in the United States Senate for the public option. There never have been. So to continue to chase that rabbit, I think, is just a wasted effort.
Well, he says it. The votes are not there. That's a Democrat who says, you know, it really doesn't matter whether the White House wants it or they don't want it. They don't have the votes in the Senate. So we'll watch that Senate Finance Committee as it continues to work on a bill. And if you didn't see that interview that Chris Wallace had with Kent Conrad and Senator Shelby yesterday, it was fascinating, especially what Senator Conrad was saying about where this bill stands and what the truth is about some of the so-called myths and other things out there right now. It's online.
He also talked about the deadline in mid-September, too, saying, listen, we're going to get it done when it's done.
It'll be done when it's ready when it's ready.
Despite, you know, what everybody else is saying. It was a good interview. Yeah, indeed, you're right. Also, questions about everything from the public option to so-called death panels came up during healthcare town hall meetings in the state of Vermont. This was on the outside of the hall.
You don't have the right to make it impossible for me to hear my senator.
Independent Senator Bernie Sanders holding a pair of town hall meetings with an overflow crowd compared to a lot of others we've seen. This was a rather civil affair, but there were still a lot of passionate opinions and strongly voiced concerns on the inside. Roll this.
We do not want some bureaucrat telling us when we can go to the doctor, what kind of doctor we can go to, for what floor we can go to, for anything. We want to retain the freedoms that we have in this country.
All I'm asking is a senator to make something that's not so wicked complex, so darn long, that it takes someone like me that has got a better thing to do.
August 17th on the calendar. That means at least 2 more weeks of town hall meetings across the country. Senator Sanders plans to hold another one this weekend in his home state of Vermont.